Hi guys, my name's Holly, welcome to my channel. I'm new to YouTube, so I thought I'd do a little bit to introduce myself to you all, but also to show you my current Switch collection so that you can all get an idea of where I'm at. I normally play my Switch in hotels around the world as I travel a lot for work, and often it's really boring being in a hotel, especially in the States when I've been there a dozen times before. I got back into gaming in 2020, like a lot of people did with that lockdown during COVID. I was always a casual gamer before. I had a PlayStation and a Wii when I was younger, and then adult life got in the way, never really touched anything apart from the odd mobile phone game, and then obviously lockdown hit and the boredom was unreal, so I started out with a Switch Lite, and you'll never guess which game was my first game on the Switch. In 2020, Animal Crossing. I have put about 450 hours into this game, which I know is nothing for a lot of people. I have friends who've put 600, 700 in, and I know there are definitely people out there who've put thousands of hours into this thing. It is addictive, but I am definitely burnt out now. I have not opened it for over a year, which is sad because especially Ozzy, my little koala, is probably missing me, but never mind. The second game I got in 2020 was Breath of the Wild. I actually already played this when it came out in 2017 on my brother's Switch. He had like the original Switch that had about 2 hours battery life. So it was a lot of charging to get through this. So I've just recently restarted it actually, but I'm glad I bought it back when I got my Switch. And then the only other game I got in 2020 was Octopath Traveler, because everyone was raving about it and I loved how it looked visually. I'm obsessed with the visuals in this game, but it's too hard. Like I think I'm literally one storyline in at the first boss and I'm stuck. Yeah. I don't know if I'm just bad at gaming, and then something about random interactions. I had a Game Boy Advance when I was a kid, and I played through Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon, and obviously all the long grass, all the random encounters, that was fun. Not anymore. I think I've kind of grown out of the random encounters. Yeah, this drove me a little bit loopy. I've not picked it up for years. I don't know why I haven't sold it. I think because it's so pretty. I'm tempted to get Triangle Strategy and sell this, or pre-order Octopath 2 and try that out instead, because the story's engaging each other a bit more, maybe. I don't know, what do you think? Obviously I have Pokemon, I've got Arceus. I wanted Violet, it looks so buggy. I'm kind of waiting for a patch, I know it's never gonna happen. I'll probably finish this and get Violet, but I am not very far in at all on this. It's one of those pickups that I pick up when I'm not sure what to play. It's so easy to just hop in and out of, so enjoying this one so far, not very far in at all, definitely haven't completed my Pokedex. Okay, so this year I got bored of the Switch Lite. The screen was too small. I love how light and portable it is. It was amazing for travelling with. Yeah, I just got fed up with the screen. I play a lot of indie games, sometimes with small text. Some of the games I've still not shown physically have small text, and I got tempted by the OLED, so I also have an OLED. I'm looking to get rid of my Switch Lite actually. I've kept it around in case I didn't like this one, especially because this one's a bit heavier. But it turns out I love this. I love that I can play some games on the TV. I'll talk about which ones later. And I love the case that I've got on it. This is from, oh please focus. This is from Etsy. It's like a bunny rabbit Alice in Wonderland style case thing. And then obviously, being the girl that I am, I have Joy-Con grips. Yeah, I love this. This is like my new baby. Definitely beats the Switch Lite for me. If you're between the two, if you've got a Lite and you don't know if you should upgrade, I love this. The only downside is it's heavier, but you can just stand it up and pop the Joy-Cons off, or get a controller. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. It was amazing, definitely worth the upgrade. Okay, so other games I have on physical that I tended to get post OLED or around the time I got the OLED that kind of pushed me into it. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I started this game because I saw it that it was nominated for Game of the Year award. I had seen Xenoblade 2 around for a long time and talked myself out of it a lot. partially because the reviews online on YouTube, there is a couple of people on YouTube especially that I follow who weren't big fans of Xenoblade 2. They didn't like the combat system. If you can guess who that is, pop it in the comments below. And it turned me right off. But this one, I heard such good things about the story, and I've kind of been waiting for like a Final Fantasy to drop on Switch, which is never going to happen. The graphics are too good. So this kind of filled that gap for me. I was addicted. I've plumbed 100 hours into this. I did all the side quests. I've finished the main story. I haven't gone back and done the post game. Well, I've started it, but I haven't like actually done the post game quests because of this game picked up Xenoblade Chronicles. So my plan is to start from the beginning now with Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then do the post game on this one, which I hear links in quite heavily with 1 and 2 and kind of ties up some plot holes between them. So that's the plan there. Cool. Carrying on with more like JRPG stuff. I then went on to 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. This is one of those games that I binged. So I plumbed however many hours it was. I think it was about 45 hours. It's not the longest game in the world. I sat and I binged this game. Yeah, I loved it. I didn't think I was going to. It was one of those that I bought thinking, oh, I'll probably sell it on, I'm not going to like it, I'm not going to like the tactical RPG side, it's going to be not very interesting to me. I loved the visual novel side of this, but also kind of enjoyed the tactical RPG. I mean, it's kind of Fire Emblem-y, but without like the bits where it zooms in, if that makes sense. It's just the overworldy kind of bit, and it's not for very long that you're in those, and I liked the way you can flip between the two as much as you want. So if you don't so much like the tactical RPG side, you can just do one level and then go back to the visual novel, which was amazing. Would definitely recommend. Honestly, I don't know why. I know people talk about this and rant and rave about it, but I don't know why everyone hasn't played it. It's the best game I've played in a long time. Then we also have Endling. I don't really know why I bought this physically. I think I just liked the way it sounded and it was on sale. So I've since seen how cheap it is digitally and I'm like, maybe I made a mistake, but maybe it'll be a collector's item in the future, I don't know. I'm not normally someone who collects games, so I'll play a game, complete it, and I'll sell it on. So there's a couple of things that will be missing from this collection that most people will expect. So Mario Odyssey, played, completed, sold on. Sorry, don't kill me. Luigi's Mansion 3, played, completed, sold on. I'll keep them if I really love them, or I love the message, or I think I'm going to replay them. And unfortunately that wasn't the case with either of those. I'm just not a 3D platform girl. Endling though, I played this through, it's like a 4-hour game. I knew that going in. Loved it. Love the message. The mechanics in it are very like Stray. It's not like proper platforming, it's just press a button here. But the story and the way it's presented is just beautiful, and I cried like 3 times. So definitely keeping this one. I think the message is amazing. And if you have any children in your family, when they get older, it'd be a good way to teach them about the environment if they're not already really keen environmentalists. Love this one. I only have 2 more physical games, both of which I am nowhere near completing, and they're recent pickups off the back of 13 Sentinels actually. They're games that I kind of said, no, I won't like those 2, and then after I picked up 13 Sentinels and absolutely adored it, I've kind of changed my tune and gone, oh, maybe I need to test them out. So Persona 5 Royal is one of them. I've started this game and I do really like it. I love the style of it. It's just unlike anything else I've ever played. And just trying to play this alongside Xenoblade Chronicles is a little bit too much. So I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles and I'll come back to this one when I've got the headspace to kind of follow both stories at the same time. And then at the moment I'm dipping in with indie games in between Xenoblade. I'll go over my digital ones in just a minute, but these are just the last of my physicals. And then I have Nier Automata. This is on my backlog. I've not even put this in my Switch yet. but I've heard too much about it online. People are raving about it. I think I've seen my brother play it in the past because he's always had like the latest PlayStation, but I'm not sure because he's not a JRPG guy, but he does like his action stuff, so maybe I have. There's something about this that's reminiscent of something, so maybe I've seen him play it, maybe I haven't, but I've heard so many good things about this, and the port is meant to be amazing, so I had to pick it. The last physical thing I have to show you from my collection is my Tom Nook controller. This is such a joke around our household. My other half likes to call me a child. I love it. He can jog on. Okay, so moving on to games I have digitally only. These are mostly indie titles, although there are a couple of mainline ones that I picked up initially, I think around 2021 time, to try out, not really realising that I was probably better off getting physical copies in case I didn't like them. So I've kind of changed my tune with big games now, partly because they take up so much storage, but also because sometimes I don't like them and then I regret not being able to sell them on and get something else. So I'll start. I've just kind of got a folder about digital stuff, so you'll see them all at once. And I'll just quickly talk about each of them. So we've got, if you're going to focus, can you focus please? So I've got Spiritfarer. I quite like this game. I've not completed it. It's quite sad, so I have to kind of take my own moments with it. And then we've got Beacon Pines, which I'm obsessed with. I haven't got anywhere near finishing it, partly because I don't want to finish it too quickly. I'm enjoying it too much, so I'm kind of pacing myself. Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I blew through. I think I've put 20 hours into each and completed them. I can't remember, that's probably way off. I'm obsessed with them. They are like some of my favourite games ever. So they're completed, but I refuse to uninstall them because I want to go back and do them again when I've forgotten the story. But they are gorgeous, gorgeous games. And I'm not a 2D platformer or a Metroidvania kind of girl. Would definitely recommend them if you're not sure what to play next and you kind of want to break from RPGs. 100% do Ori. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Chronicles. I played the original game on DS. So I bought it when it was on sale. I've done the first 2 cases, and a bit like Beacon Pines really, I'm just kind of pacing myself. I like to do a case in between big heavy games just to kind of chill and enjoy myself. Hollow Knight I have on here, I'm stuck. I bought it after Ori, thinking, oh, I actually quite like Metroidvanias. Apparently I'm not very good at Metroidvanias though, so I've not really got far on that one yet. Ooblets, to kind of fill that Animal Crossing fix. I've almost finished it. I kind of got bored of it towards the end. It's very repetitive, cute for a while, but I'm just not that into farming sims. The Tourist, almost finished. I know it's a 3D platformer, and I said earlier I'm not a huge fan, but there's something about The Tourist, I just love the charm. Ni no Kuni, it's the first one. This is one of the ones I regret. Everyone is obsessed about it. And I don't know if it's just because I spent some of my childhood in Wales growing up, but the Welsh accent on the little sidekick guy drives me mental. It's so like grating for me that it's making me struggle to enjoy the game. I've just recently gone in and kind of deleted my save file because I kind of think maybe it's worth retrying. Maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. Maybe having now got used to some of the Xenoblade Chronicles voiceovers, I'll get used to Ni no Kuni, I don't know. I'll go back and see. Cult of the Lamb I'm really enjoying. I like it when I just don't have headspace for anything else. It's just a good like mindless one. Akka I bought on sale this Christmas. I've not even opened it, to be honest. I've not played any. Potions Permit, again, bought on sale this Christmas. I've started it. I honestly think I might uninstall it. Does anyone know like what the whole thing is with Potion Permit? I'm so early in the game, but I just can't see myself enjoying it at this point. It's kind of boring. Maybe that's just me. And then I've got To the Moon and Jenny Le Coup Detective down there. Those again, I've just bought them on sale. Haven't even opened them. Excited to play, especially To the Moon. And I've heard good things about Jenny Le Coup. They're both super cheap, so they're just kind of on there for when I don't really know what else to play. And then I also have, for some reason it's not in my digital folder, but Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've completed the first storyline, but not gone back and done the others. It was fun, but I spent about 45 hours on one storyline, and the thought of going back and doing that again twice, and I didn't even do the longest storyline. I don't know. And then we have the games that I uninstalled. Unfortunately, they just weren't for me, or I finished them and decided I needed the space on my memory card. So Bed and Breakfast I enjoyed very briefly. I think I binged it for about 25-30 hours. Loved it initially, and then it just was so repetitive and boring. Sorry, I uninstalled. Little Nightmares, I finished it, but it took a wiki. I basically didn't enjoy finishing it. I loved the art style and the idea. I kept waiting for like some kind of twist to like make it all make sense. It never happened. So Little Nightmares 2 is not on the radar for me, unfortunately. A Moonlighter, I think I played about 15 minutes of this game. I feel like Cult of the Lamb is the one that's hit that kind of like spot for me. Moonlighter just did, I know it's a great game, it just didn't. It was a bit like yeah, a bit like Patience Permit. I just couldn't get into it. Night in the Woods I've played for about 2-3 hours. I enjoyed it, just never got the time to go back to it, so I've uninstalled it. Sid Meier's Civilization 6, I played this for about 50 hours. I was addicted, and then every single campaign was identical, so I uninstalled it. Super Mario 3D World, I didn't like this game. Everyone was raving about it. I didn't even complete it before I installed it. As I said earlier, I'm just not a 3D platformer. I just don't like it. Odyssey I liked, but not enough to keep it around after I'd finished it. I was never going to replay it. The Last Campfire, I enjoyed this. That was quite fun. I liked the puzzle element. It was very Zelda-y in places. And then The Outer Worlds, I don't know what possessed me to buy this on Switch. It was horrendous. It was just so muddy that you couldn't, the graphics were horrendous on Switch. You couldn't play it. It was unplayable. If you have any other way to play it, don't play it on Switch. Cool. And now there's a few games that I'm looking forward to adding into my collection in 2023. I'm sure most of you will already be able to guess what they are. So Tears of the Kingdom, I'm excited for that one coming out. I've been excited since it was announced. It's getting a bit long in the tooth now. They need to hurry up and get it out here, please. It's on pre-order. Please come out in May. Please come out in May. Please come out in May. Fire Emblem, I'm still not sure if I'm going to pre-order it, but I'm excited for it to come out. I'm going to wait for reviews, I think, and then maybe order it later. Potentially if it price drops at Amazon. I really wouldn't to pay full price, just in case I'm not as into it as everyone else is. Octopath Traveler 2, I'm on the fence about whether I want to try it, because the current Octopath is just, maybe I just need to restart it, maybe I need to come back into it with a new mindset, but it just didn't go great for me the first time, as much as I loved how it looked. And then Raincode I'm excited for, actually. I've never really been tempted by Danganronpa, which I've probably just really butchered the pronunciation of, but I love the Phoenix Wright stuff, and it kind of looks like a nice middle ground between the two, so I'm kind of like, maybe that's for me, we'll see. We'll see. And then I think there's another one coming out, but off the top of my head I can't remember what it is. So that's an introduction to me and my life of the Switch so far. It's definitely a console that brought me back from being if a casual gamer or someone who just games at other people's houses, back into like hardcore, like game every day, absolutely obsessed with this console. I wish I had more I could pick up. Obviously budget is very limiting, and also time is a big thing as an adult. God, I should have appreciated it more as a kid, that I could just sit and spend like a whole day playing Guitar Hero, because I just don't have that time anymore. Basically I only play in hotel rooms now when I travel. So some of my content will be made from hotel rooms around the world, as that tends to be when I have spare time. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about me, anything you want to see, any particular games you want to know more about. And I will come back to you with some new content when I can. Bye!